Everybody, we are here. We have jumped in. We are here to talk about not a black and white elemental, but elemental. I've upgraded my notes. There's
pictures.
I use the Craft app now instead of just Word to take my notes. And if you haven't used Craft, it's pretty awesome. So check it out.
Ooh, are we sponsored?
We should be, I'll tell you that. But there is a couple things that we're going to have to talk about. But obviously, Elemental dropped today. We heard rumblings in the Pixar Post forum that somebody had asked a week or two, a month ago, like, hey, do we think one's going to be coming?
And then,
like, tied to Strange World. Then Seth Happy Nemo guy in the forum found yesterday that the trailer was rated. Sometimes they do those on the Canadian Alberta film ratings.
We were looking, too.
Yeah, so he found that. He posted it out there, and usually it's several days after. All of a sudden, bam, it was like...
there.
It was here. So I've got some cool, comparison notes that we're going to talk about dates of when we were actually on a live stream 12 months ago today. And so some of you will be joining us 365 days exactly after. So we'll start talking to some folks here. So yes, Ro, long time no see. It's fantastic for us to be able to chat again here.
Hey, are they switching every few minutes, your lights?
Yes.
Oh.
I have made our lights in the background, which again, because we've got such a bright key light,
yes,
that blasts our whole room. Giovanni has made fun of us many times. You can't really see the accent lights as much, but you'll notice that today they are fading from red to orange.
The elemental colors.
Yes, red to orange to purple to two different tones of blue.
I just noticed.
So I set that up. But again, you won't really notice it. You can kind of notice really kind of good on the reflection from that cabinet right there. Ooh, look at that purpley right now. Yes, so we're going to pop some more names up here just to say hi to a couple people. We have a brand new special guest that we'll be bringing on in just a second. So Hunter Wright, Entertainment Productions. Sup, people of Pixar Post? That's right. Nice to see you, Kooky Panda. Lar, Marco. I'm sure we'll get to plenty more as we get through this. I'll keep popping them up here. Kevin.
Oh, yes, Kevin.
Yeah, because you met him when you were at Disney this last time, right?
I did,
in
August.
What month? In August.
In August. Maybe you'll see us in December.
Yeah, we will be there in December. So if you're working there in December, we'll catch you again.
He'll be back. TJ has never seen Toy Story Land. Ever.
I have never been to Toy Story Land.
Our son likes to rub that in your face because he's been there 5 times since Toy Story Land.
Yeah, he's like, I can't believe I've seen it more than you. My sister's here. Vicky. Nice. Go Pixar Post.
Yes.
Thank you, Vicky. I had a dream last night and you were berating me. And I woke up feeling like it was real. It really hurt.
That's deep.
Oh! Sealy. It's ramen water. Changed my name.
Okay.
Look at that. Starlin. Nice to see you as well. And Joe. Oh, shoot. Joe, if you want to come on this, send us an email right now. The email, you should have it. It's the info@Pixar Post. We will have you on here as well. I should have asked you, Joe. So if you're available, Julie, could you check that? And if you are,
I don't have it on my phone anymore since we've upgraded.
You don't have our Pixar Post email address?
No, you haven't done that for me yet.
Oh, it's been a hot minute. Oh, psst, pun intended. Wait a minute. Okay, we got to get into this. We're going to lose people just because we're talking about random stuff at the top of this thing. But our special guest that we have to join us today is plucked straight from the comments section. Lara is in the house. So, Pixar superfan.
And she was like,
formerly known as Pixar superfan.
Yeah, the all-knowing for Turning Red.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, well, yeah, she definitely knew a ton for Turning Red and everything. So, and my sister, I would never berate you. I know you wouldn't, but I'm telling you, it felt real. It was bad. So, yes, Lara, it is fantastic to have you in here. You and I have been talking for, I don't know, a couple years on just Instagram comments.
Yeah. I've been on the Instagram comments, and I started following you guys when I was like 12 or something. So this has been a long time coming to finally be on one of these things.
Yes. So yeah, you're college at this point, right?
Well, not in college yet. I should be in college, but I'm taking a gap year.
So
no problem at all, because you and I had talked. We know what you were doing. So Lara is dedicated in doing what it takes to apply to Sheridan College of Animation. Is that the official?
Sheridan College's animation program.
Yes.
Yeah, they're an all-around college. They just have a really, really good animation program.
Yes.
And that's what they're known for.
Yes. So look at this. You've got some folks shouting you out. Cameron, Lara in the house. Let's go, Lara.
Hey, Christo.
So yeah, you got some.
He was complaining to me about his 3D homework earlier today.
Oh, hey, look at this. I love all these connections. Did you guys start talking through these? Yep.
So now that you say it, because you said like 365 days ago you did another stream, and I'm assuming that was the Lightyear teaser trailer stream. That was actually when we first started communicating, because I saw in his bio like it said Sheridan Animation 2025, and I was like, oh my god, he's in Sheridan. I should reach out to him.
That's awesome.
This is awesome.
So yeah, that's been pretty neat. I know him thanks to you guys.
I love it.
Bringing people together.
I know. We've made love connections. Giovanni and Ashley started dating because of like connections through here when they met up at D23 Expo. And sorry, your screen's frozen a little bit for a second. So sorry if you're saying something and it's not refreshing or something. But yeah. So, hey, look at this.
I don't know. My internet's being a little weird.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
I was going to be on here, and then he may have told his other friends at Sheridan that this was happening, so we're going to get a few Sheridan folks here. I just know it.
I love it. I love it. So, yeah. So, that's true. We became friends because of you guys.
I know. I recognize that guy. Anthony, I think.
Ooh, really? I like it. Okay, so, so Cameron threw a comment in here. I wanted to throw this out there, too. So guess what? Nobody Like You from Turning Red had a Grammy nomination.
Yes.
So that's just a quick little, news, a news update. Let's see. So exactly 1 year ago tonight, it was not Lightyear. We were reviewing the first trailer for Turning Red. The teaser for Lightyear was October 27th, so like a week, 2 weeks prior.
Right.
Yeah, so
well, that's almost a year.
Yeah. But yeah, exactly 1 year ago
fun.
tonight.
SCAD.
We were. Yeah. So then Nobody Like You, get ready as well. Other news item: the Wall-E Criterion Collection DVD, the Blu-ray, 4K. The 4K is going to be available on November 22nd. And if you ordered it directly through the Criterion Collections website, it is actually shipping as of today. So can't wait to see what they're going to do with that. And if anybody doesn't know, the Criterion Collection basically is like honoring some of the best films in history, and they labeled Wall-E as such. They've done exclusive interviews with Andrew Stanton. They've done additional 4K restorations on the film.
I had never heard of that.
Criterion Collection?
Yeah. You told me about it, and I was like, gosh, I feel like a fool.
Yeah. Check our email again real quick. So Joe and I have talked Criterion. Poggi Joe and I have talked Criterion Collection before as well. So, and yes, Kevin, not sure if you guys saw from Dan or anybody else, but you had some exclusive pins. Okay, Joe is coming in. So, Julie...
I don't know what to do.
I
don't know what to do here.
I love this. Okay, so you guys can hang on for a second. Julie, talk about something fun for a moment.
Okay. Anybody try to get Taylor Swift tickets?
Oh! Are you a Swiftie at
Anybody
all,
Swiftie?
Lara?
No, I don't really listen to modern music.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. You don't. You're all classics all the time.
I have a couple friends who are going crazy, and I will say, she's a good singer, but she does put on a great concert. I went to her last concert with your sister. She had like an extra ticket, and I was pleasantly surprised. So I understand, like,
yeah, you weren't really a fan leading up
but
to it, but after that, you were
I was like, wow, she's a performer.
Yeah. All right, we're making it happen here. What would a Pixar Post live stream be if we weren't late, and
Talking about random things,
and if we weren't talking random things along the way?
Yeah, going off the rails.
There.
Usually, yes, thank you. Usually we save that for a little bit later. And Joe, we just sent you the link. I've been meaning to have Joe on here because talk about somebody that, you know, like Lara, you said you guys followed us. You followed us when you were like 12 or something like that. But like Joe, I've been like following his crazy videos for, I don't know, like 6, 7, 8 years. He's been prolific. So we'll bring him in here and then we will show the trailer. But in the meantime, what I want to do is talk about, I'll just say, the plot details that were in the press release that came out. And a lot of these we kind of knew and had heard in other places, but Elemental is an all-new original feature film set in Element City, where fire, water, land, they also refer to it as Earth in other places. So fire, water, land, and air residents live together. The story introduces Ember, a tough, quick-witted, and fiery young woman whose friendship with a fun, sappy, go-with-the-flow guy named Wade changes her beliefs about the world they live in. Now, that was the description today. Everything is the same on Pixar's website, except where it says a fun, sappy, go-with-the-flow guy, the words after that are about to discover something elemental, how much they actually have in common. So in addition to showing the trailer, we're going to talk through some interviews that Pete Sohn did today. We'll get my, Julie, and Lara's insights as far as what we thought when we watched the teaser trailer, and go through a boatload of screenshots that I took because,
fun.
Yeah, well, always we have to, but we're going to do that so that way we can look at all the fun background elements. Like, it's not like the metro train, it's the wetro train. So, and then I found all those Pixarification things where they Pixify the world.
Yeah.
And they're like the little chain pulls are like drops of water and things like that. Just so cool. So it'll be other good insights as we come across there. So let's see. I'm gonna combine another one here. We're gonna have the blank person. So, howdy, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Hey.
This is wonderful.
Nice to meet you.
Yes.
Likewise.
So, Joe,
it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, exactly. We've talked on the phone before. Like, cause what did you call us for one time? You were asking about starting your podcast or website or something, was it?
Yeah, that was a couple years ago now.
Yeah. So
see, I love these new friends like that we've known but like never met.
Yeah,
both you guys.
It's wild stuff. It's wild stuff. So now I'm gonna have to move the comments again here. Let me throw the ultimate Pixar fans in here. I'll readjust it so that way Joe doesn't have it on his face. And thanks for being flexible and coming in and joining us.
It's an honor.
Yeah, Chris, howdy. More guests, welcome. Okay, so I asked Lara earlier how she wanted to be introduced, and she's like, you can just say, Lara, you don't have to plug anything I'm working on. You could just say I'm a aspiring college animation student and all these other things. So Joe, you get to do your own introduction. How would you like to be introduced?
Oh, well, I guess long-time animation fan, long-time Pixar fan.
Yeah.
I think, so I currently work in video and film and all that stuff, mostly in documentaries, but I think the first thing that got me interested in understanding more about movies was really the Monsters, Inc. 2-disc DVD back in the day.
Man,
So
what
that
a
just started
great
it all.
set. Yeah, I
All
think
those early 2000 sets are just incredible.
it's interesting to see because a lot of those DVD extras really inspired a lot of people. And I feel like with Disney Plus now, so much of the special features they kind of just show up. They're not as expansive as they used to be. So I'm wondering, this is a whole separate topic, but I'm wondering how that may or may not influence or not influence
future
generations. Because, I mean, like the Wall-E disc was like, we had obviously already been paying attention before that, but that was the one that I was like, I gotta understand more of the basics of filmmaking.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one that kind of turned me. Was there... So, Lara, I'll throw it back to you real quick. What was, like, your interest that got you started in, like, the animation field and what got you, like, so excited about it?
Well, I'll say what everyone says first. I've been drawing since I was really little. That's a classic. But also, I come from a background where my mother is, well, she's not an artist by trade, but she has been drawing her whole life as well, and she taught me when I was little. So that got me into the arts, and then I started watching, like, getting into animation and, like, diving deeper into those films. And circa the time that Inside Out came out, I started to really get, like, serious about it, and then I found out about, like, how notoriously competitive Sheridan's animation program was, and I was in grade, and I was like, oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna go for. It's 10 minutes away from my house anyway. So yeah, I've been at it since.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, so
That's
I mean,
great.
again, it's like it's one of these movies that hits you, and Roe is essentially saying something similar here. The special features back in the day were a huge influence on her animation interest. So we need to explore this, and we need to push on Pixar a little bit to get aggressive with some of those documentary features. And Joe, we can send you on site to do the work to film it.
A dream job getting to do Pixar bonus features.
So who do you think is the longest running Pixar post fan? It may be Dan the Pixar fan.
I think it's actually TJ and Julie.
Oh, do we win? Yeah, so Dan was like one of the first people that was like reaching out to us and like started chatting and everything like that. But okay, what do you say we watch this trailer here?
Yes.
Now again, if you're watching this and you've lasted this long already, if you're getting to the rewatch on YouTube, you will not be hearing this with audio, because as soon as this wraps and I hit finish, we'll get a copyright notification that'll be like, excuse me, you are using a song that is copyrighted. In fact, I'll even tell you the song. It's in our post if anybody wants to have it. And I'm not going to get a strike for saying this word either. It's, as they say in Inside Out, I think, H-E double hockey sticks. Was it Inside Out? Which movie was that? It wasn't that. Soul.
No, it wasn't.
Soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, H-E double hockey sticks and Back by Bakar, a British artist. So let's pull up the old trailer here, and you'll hear Bakar's song as they go into Elemental. And Joe and Lara, as we kick this off, just let me know if you guys hear this thing once it first comes on.
I can hear it.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Fantastic.
Sorry. I'm Wade.
If Consumer Products doesn't make a hoodie that looks like that, I'm going to be upset.
Ooh.
And I mean, like, it doesn't need to be like a hard one that looked hard. But
Yeah, with like the like
needs
chainmail-ish.
to be like iridescent-y like that
Ooh, I like it.
with the diamonds.
That would be
I
cool.
will be pissed. I am a hoodie connoisseur.
Connoisseur.
All I wear.
All right, so Laura, when that came out today? First off, did you have any inkling that it was coming today, or when did you come across it?
I had no idea. I honestly don't really I'm not really cautious about these things as much as I used to be, say like a couple of years ago. Yeah, I saw it at first after I took my dog home from the vet because she swallowed a glove earlier today. But anyways, after I took her back, after we both came home, I checked my phone and there it is on my feed, and I'm like, oh, that just happened. And I was watching it, and like I was like stunned. I don't think I've been this excited about a Pixar film in a while, honestly.
Okay,
Wow.
what about it stands out as exciting and really catches you on it?
I feel like the whole metaphor of like different peoples being different elements. I feel like like, how do I explain this? It's going to be really interesting to see how they do that story-wise and like personality-wise, because I'd love to be able to connect to that on an intellectual level in terms of seeing how and he said like this was based off of his experience growing up as like not a first gen kid, but as a kid of a family who immigrated into the US. So like seeing how like different people can behaviorally react around kinds of people and seeing how they're similar and they're different. I just love that.
Absolutely, yeah. And there's some really good insights that were in, I think it was the Hollywood Reporter article that we'll talk about, that talk about those separations of, people kind of coming together from different regions and how they have to mix. So it's really kind of cool.
Well, her hoodie / like cloak thing kind of seems like she's hiding too.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
yeah, so Pete says that in one of the interviews that she's a little bit not comfortable in that world. And that actually brings up a question that I'll have when we get there too.
And there was also an interview with D23 where he says that fire was the last element to come to
like
the
colonize
city.
that area, to get into that area. Yeah, water was the first one.
Which that water subway thing is amazing. That's the first thing I said.
Yeah. So
Oh, geez, yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Brendan points out there's a shot on YouTube that looked really bad because of compression, but he posted this in the forum. So thank you, Brendan, as well. That on Disney Plus they have the trailer on there, and you can watch it in 4K. So check that out for sure on Disney Plus. It's cool that they're throwing the trailers on there. It makes me wonder if they're gonna eventually try to get away with not putting it on YouTube, or are they just putting it there so that way there's more
I think they'll still
more places to put it. So yeah, so my initial reaction is exactly the same as Chris. The world building, the buildings, it's just, that's the kind of stuff, it makes you be like, all right, Inside Out. It's like that clever world that they're going to live in. It's Soul. There's all these, it's like a blend from, in my mind, it's like a blend of Inside Out and Soul, where it's like super creative, yet like the city vibe of New York that Soul had. So Ro agrees with you, by the way. Her hoodie was cool.
Yes.
And yes, it's cool that you can see the fire in between. So yeah, I feel like everybody's kind of feeling the same way about it. Oh, Brendan, the trailer dropped when shift started at work. That's no good. So Joe, what was your initial reaction when you saw it?
Yeah, I definitely see the comparisons that you've brought forth. In terms of all these disparate sort of communities living together, reminds me a lot of Disney's Zootopia in a way too.
Yes.
And how those things can all sort of live together. I'm really curious how they're gonna balance that. But even the teaser itself reminds me a lot of some of the older teasers we get from Pixar, where it's not like that doesn't seem like shots that are gonna make it into the final film. They're just sort of this almost like a proof of concept to get you excited.
Yes. Yeah, I wonder if, what elements are going to be here, what's not. They always do those kind of things. I mean, obviously the most blatant one that they've ever done, I think, was Monsters University, where it's, the gluing the mirror ball onto, and then that wasn't in the movie at all, but
is that their meet cute in the subway? Or do you
well,
think
that's what he kind of alludes to. That's what Pete Sohn alludes to in the interview, that it's a little bit of that. So what were your first thoughts? I mean, we kind of touched on it a little bit.
Oh, I mean, I think it was really cool. I mean, I just like the creative aspect of it. Like this. So I saw this before I read the D23 article, where like I knew which elements came first to the city. And when I saw that subway, that water, what'd you call it?
The Wetro.
That to me, I was like, gosh, that's so cool. And then when you get onto the Wetro and you see like the different characters and like the just different shapes. I mean, you can see people like who we encounter every day as like these elements.
Oh, absolutely. That's where Pixar always shines, is they take a cool character but put enough of enough familiarity into it that you're like, all right, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Well, kind of like there was one guy like in a bath, and I was like, that's like the weirdos on the subway. You know what I mean? Just like, this is how I took it.
Yeah. If they start making characters from more complex elements, I'll be sold. Yeah, that would be cool too. I know that they didn't go too crazy. They've got their fire, water, earth, land, and air. So, all right. Okay, so directed by Peter Sohn, which of course you can see elements of the clouds potentially from Partly Cloudy, his short film that he did, which was really cool. Produced by Denise Ream, who he's worked with on multiple projects, including, of course, The Good Dinosaur that he directed. I was super shocked to find out that Pete Sohn said they were working on this for 7 years now. Elemental? 7 years? That's a long time. That's longer than normal.
Yeah.
5,
6, 4.5.
Yeah.
I feel like the closest I can think of was Coco about 6 or 7 years
I don't remember
total?
when. We'd have to go back to
7 years it just seems like a long time.
Yeah, you're right. Coco was a longer one too. But hey,
Coco, they did a lot of trips too.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
and then also, sorry, go ahead.
Please go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, wasn't Toy Story 4 also in talks since like 2011 or something?
Yes, yeah, they didn't actually officially start on it until a little later.
Yeah. So
but
maybe
it
was
was
kind
that
of the same thing then. Maybe it was not shelved, but
maybe
talking.
he ended up jumping off and helping on other projects, coming back to it. He did mention that his parents passed away during the making of this, and this is a little bit of a honoring of them coming to America and making all the sacrifices they did. So possibly he took some time away from the project, for that. I mean, losing 2 parents individually during a span of a couple years, never.
And the pandemic, we all lost 2.5, 3 years.
Oh yeah, that might have slowed production down at times as well. So, yeah, so Kevin, 7, there must have been a lot of story changes. Or, like we said, there was other elements that came along. Elements. All right, so then we've got Leah Lewis, who's doing the voice of Ember. And now I wrote down with her, Pete and a couple other people had mentioned in some post D23 Expo interviews that she's a 20-something, she's fiery, quick-witted.
Her voice sounds like it. Her voice sounds kind of raspy.
Yeah, it's got that.
Yeah.
It's crisp almost. And when he turned to Wade, I think how do you pronounce his name? Mamadou Atche or something like that. His voice sounds watery and fluid in contrast, and I love that.
Yes, she just sounds like spitfirey. She sounds like a cool girl.
Well, yeah, she has that extra, that, like you said, that extra
Something.
rasp in her voice. I ended up watching more interviews of the two of them. And yeah, she is known for her roles as Ellie Chu in the 2020 Netflix film The Half of It, and George Fan on the CW adaptation of Nancy Drew. That's from Wikipedia. So that show is ongoing. But yeah, she definitely has that, not as husky as like a like a Miley Cyrus or an Elastigirl, but she's got that more youthful tone. And then Mamadou Ache, which I can't believe you knew that pronunciation. I had to like search through videos.
I
to
heard
like...
it at D23 anyway, so it was
okay.
I knew it, but I didn't know if it was like accurate. So.
Yeah, so I watched when he was in. So you'll know the other role he was in to get people more familiar with what they may have heard him from. Is that he was in the show Archive 81, where he's like converting home movies into digital format and experiencing things. That was like a #1 show on Netflix like 8 months ago. But then he was also in Jurassic World Dominion. So he's Ramsey Cole, who's like, spoilers, I won't going to give any spoilers, but he's like a cool dude. He's like a really cool character in that movie. One of like the redeeming characters in that movie. So he is, he also said it means something to him, this movie, because he is a first generation immigrant.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it's cool when they can find these ties. I honestly don't know where Pixar finds these people, but it seems like they always find these people right as you continually are hearing more and more and more about them. Mm-hmm. Like if you think about like Keke Palmer, she's definitely not new when she was in Lightyear, but all of a sudden you heard her name in Lightyear. And then she's announcing, she's like
hosting a show.
Yeah, she's announcing, like, she's the host of Password with Jimmy Fallon. She's doing commercial voiceovers. She was in another movie as a lead role. Like, again, not new, but all of a sudden, dope. Nope. Yeah. So I mean, it's just like they find all these people right on the cusp of the upswing. I feel like it's really cool. So the only thing that I wondered is how small of a cast.
Chris Evans, world's sexiest man.
He was just on the up. They broke his career. But yeah, so what do you guys think about this? I'm wondering, since they haven't revealed any other vocal cast outside of Ember and Wade, we've got this world with all these elements, but how small is this cast if we've only heard of two people?
You like a big cast.
Everybody here knows that. So, like, I don't know, Joe, what do you think? Is this going to be a smaller cast, even though it's set in a more expansive world with all these different groups and elements?
I mean, based on that conceit alone, I can't imagine it'd be too small. Or at least maybe you'll still have a few that comprise the main cast, but then I feel like we're going to get a lot of like fun side characters and stuff like that.
Like parents?
Maybe for... what?
Parents or friends?
Oh, definitely probably her parents and her family.
Obviously, for some kind of smoke character, they'll have to get a heavy smoker to play that character.
Hey, what's going on? By the way, I love this. What if the elements of Periodic Table Shop? That would be cool if they had some kind of like, little thing there. So, so we'll see where it goes, I guess.
Are clouds considered water, or are they considered air?
Okay.
Well, I mean, seeing as like in the trailer, in the shot where like the air characters, the earth or grass or whatever, the earth character's armpit, I like seeing it as that's a sniff. That's probably like more air oriented.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had. It was kind of cool. We'll show some of the screenshots coming up, but they had like, the tub, like you said, like, sitting in like a pool. And then they had fans on the top, like aimed up at the subway. Because when you see that cloud character come in, it flips upside down
she goes up top
and floats up. And there's like fans like kind of holding them up there. So that kind of implies that maybe the clouds are also...
Well, that's what you would imply, but aren't they? It's water.
Well, of course it's condensation. Yeah.
Like I'm doing 3rd grade science right now.
All right, kids, the water evaporates. It goes. It goes up to the sky.
Nostalgia.
Yes. We get to draw the little picture of the water coming out of the pond and going up to the sky.
And the handouts.
But will there be...
Go ahead, Joe.
I was just wondering if there's going to be a plasma character to really shake things up.
Ooh. But yes, Laura, there will be handouts. We'll hand them out at the end of this. Maybe that should be like a poster. Like one of those, like, you know, like they always do like the artist concept posters, and they could show all the elements. Like
that would be amazing. I would love that
one.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, I like that.
All right, I like it. So some other people, as far as in the forum, Plant the 24, the user in the forum, said, I absolutely love the trailer, 100% excited. There's definitely, like Lara, like you said, like a lot of people that are really excited about this. Seth in the forum said the animation looks unique, creative, and groundbreaking. I heard a couple people on Twitter talk about that too. Mm-hmm. And so what's interesting there is that, again, in some of those interviews, in one on EW, Mamadou said that they had to create new technology. I feel like it's been a couple films since we've heard that they had to do something that was like leaps
I guess
and
more
groundbreaking.
Yes.
Yeah,
not just like updating some systems.
Yeah. So where it kind of came in, and I thought like, well, was it groundbreaking? Because like in Incredibles 2, Jack morphed into all those, like he himself was not, they talked about the fact that it's complex, that it's not, he is contained, like he's not a shell with water in him, he is water. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, Jack was kind of like that in Incredibles 2, but I also remember talking to Jason Johnston, thank you. When he was at Pixar and he worked on a lot of those shots, that he's like the effects team had to do all that. Mm-hmm. So it makes me wonder if they were able to find a way for this movie to advance the technology.
Ember, it literally looks like when you look...
Yeah, you see like the heat.
The heat.
Yeah. So it makes me wonder if they were able to bring those elements, maybe using some of the technology they got in Luca with the skins that they were able to put over the rigs. If they were able to bring some of that with the effects, so the animators could animate them and see their effects and everything like that without having to have the FX team at the end like layer on all of these extra things that would be extra complex. So I'll be interested to see in their press events coming up.
I wonder if there's going to be a lot of like squash and stretch and like really playful animation with these kind of characters like there was in Inside Out. I kind of feel like there won't be.
Well, with the water characters, I definitely feel like there's going to be more of that squash and stretch for sure because it's water.
You're right.
Yeah, so much movement.
But I wonder, like, you know how like Fear would be...
Well, that was their first one that they really did the squash and stretch, like the more classic animation on Inside Out. But you're right. Are they going to be able to... I don't know if... I don't even know if I would classify it as squash and stretch in that instance, just because the elements would be able to...
They're just more fluid to begin with?
Yeah, they'd be more fluid to begin with. I don't know. But I like it. I like the thought of it. I like seeing how that could go. But it makes me wonder, like Lara, when you said the water would have more movement, because if you see a lot of the characters on the train, it's almost like they have like a wave that's happening in their hair, but it's sticking like that.
So I wonder if can they morph into like a puddle?
Ooh.
Can they just like reshape?
Okay.
It's like Terminator over here.
Okay, so I wasn't going to go here yet, but now I want to go here. Can these characters be killed? Like, is fire uncomfortable in this world? Because...
But, no one seems to fear her on the train.
Yes, they do. You'll see. You'll see.
I didn't know.
They don't, like, fear her. Well, water wouldn't be afraid of...
But the grassy guys?
Well, yeah. I guess if they're well hydrated, but... I don't know. I just like I wonder like could Ember be like if somebody stumbled into her that was like if Wade fell into her, could she be snuffed out? Like can they
Well, maybe that's why she has the hoodie. Maybe it's not because she's shy. Maybe it's because it's like a repellent and it stops her from like lighting others on fire. Or something.
I definitely think the hoodie is
or getting water splashed on her to put her out?
Protecting others.
So but if that's the case, could air dissipate? Like if she's below them and they're above her, like her heat would like dissipate. I know we're getting super deep, but I'm just wondering, like, is that going to add?
What's the danger?
I'm thinking about it because of the danger element. Mm-hmm. Like, could they be snuffed out if their opposite element touches, squashes, lands on them?
Yeah.
Because I started.
Well, because the water touched her hand, and she was like,
she was like, woohoo, you know, like, like they would be opposite, like if fire touched us.
And Juliet. It's like forbidden love.
Okay, they talked about that in some of the interviews too.
Really? Oh.
So, Screen Rant asked in an interview to Peter Sohn, "Are we going to get some Romeo and Juliet elements?" And he said, "Well, yeah, there's some, but Mamadou and Leah pointed out that the comparisons of Romeo and Juliet are pretty thin as far as it's just the fact that they're coming from two different worlds." And they're keeping themselves separated at some level. Like they talk about the fact that Ember has spent a lot of her time staying away.
Ember Capulet.
Ember Capulet. They've been staying away from water, and then now she's realizing, like, wait, why am I staying away from water so much? We have more in common than I thought. But she was kind of keeping to herself and her family, and then she's exploring based on this, like, bumping into them, and there's instant chemistry between them. So I wrote in my post, and I'll point out that I wrote mine before the official D23 article came out, that I wrote Sparks Fly, and they wrote Sparks Fly in their in their article too. But I don't know. What do we think?
Did you say you were at D23, or you just watched like a live stream when that was initially announced? Or
so we have, of course. We did not go.
No.
But basically everybody that's normally on this chat, like, so Paulina, who's in the chat, Dan the Pixar fan, Jeff Kays, who runs This Day in Pixar, Giovanni, Ashley, the Pizza Planet truck with Marco, they were all there. And so they were feeding us all the information as it was happening. And then we were, of course, watching along on Twitter and then watching all the post interviews after they came off stage from all the different channels that were going on there. I always joke that it's easier to cover it remotely than it is to be there.
So much.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We were set up in this war room here. I was pre-writing all the posts the day before, and then like Julie's tweeting things. We're going back and forth. I'm like, I put the screenshot in Dropbox. I'll download it. Add it to the post.
Yeah.
Like. So it was fun, but. Remember when Idina Menzel said you can't marry someone you just met? Oh, from Frozen?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay. So, speaking along those lines, Joe or Lara, whoever has this thought first, or you guys can fight over who goes first. But what are your thoughts in terms of romance? Is this going to be more of a... They said sparks fly, there's instant chemistry, but then there was hints during these interviews that maybe the love doesn't work out.
Maybe they're just friends.
How much, what I want to know is, do you think this is going to be a love story? Because I saw like Josh in the comments saying like, this is awesome. We're going to get our first like love story since Wall-E. But yet, with those hints make it seem like maybe it's not going to go that way. So is this going to be a love story? Or is this going to be more just understanding and friendship in the end?
You can take it away, Laura.
Look at you guys being all polite.
I don't. Well, I mean, it's a hard kind of thing to think about now that I'm actually in-depthly thinking about the fact that the elements can't really touch one another physically.
Yeah.
And geez, yeah. I bet that was a really tough one to figure out in the story room. I can't imagine like I mean, yeah, but I don't know if this is gonna be like as they basically advertise it, like kind of a romance. I might find a way to make it's kind of work, make wild predictions like Julie often does, but
Yeah, your crazy Julie predictions where you're like, I got it.
They're never really right, but that's okay.
No, sometimes they are.
Sometimes, yes.
I think
We've had some people reach out to us and be like, "You were close."
I think Kevin has come in a couple times and been like, Julie, you were right. All right, I don't know, Joe. What do you think? Are we getting a love story? Are we getting Wally and Eve Part 2 here, or are we getting Friends? Because like ultimate Pixar fans, like so they hug or kiss and then die.
Maybe it's going to be similar. I don't know if anybody's seen the movie Her, where a guy falls in love with an AI, and it's a very unconventional romance. And there's like this way that they exist in each other's worlds without physically being in each other's worlds. And maybe we'll see elements of that. I mean, I think from Pixar's track record, they've earned another romance. It's been a while.
Oh, for sure.
But
I think that would be awesome if they had another one.
But I think that, but based upon what we've seen of Pete Sohn's work, like he seems to like a happy ending. So maybe it will end up in a sweet way. I don't know.
Well, we
Yeah,
say
but he did kill off a dad. A parent always does.
He's got a kill streak, I guess.
Yeah. He's brutal.
yeah. Anybody that's known Pete Sohn has been like, man, what a rough guy.
Oh man, he kills everybody off.
So Ro is saying she's seen a lot of sites say they're romantically involved, but the fact that they can't touch will add a sad and tragic element to this. And if Ultimate Pixar fans' theory about them dying if they hug it's going to break everyone's heart. Yeah. So
I will say there's going to be some emotional thing because The Good Dinosaur is still one of my hardest cries I've ever cried during a Pixar movie.
Yeah, the burying with Spot and Arlo.
When Spot is like explaining that like he's alone, and then at the end when it's just like that's like one of the hardest cries I've had. So I feel like whatever it's going to be like
well,
I feel like he's really good at pulling the emotional card.
Yeah. Well, Pete Docter told the reporter right before Pete Sohn and Denise Ream came over that you're going to cry at it. Mm-hmm. So Pete Docter's putting it out there that you're going to cry. So from one Pete to the next. So I've never heard of this game, but I sent the trailer to a friend. He's not a Pixar fan, but watches most of the movies, and he said it reminds him of Fireboy and Water Girl. Does anybody know about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was a pretty popular game when I was younger. And then everyone was saying, like, in the Twitter comments, they made a movie about this, and I just found it so hilarious. But what I find is that, so, like, you see the element of water and fire, elemental characters in different kind of things in media, right? But then I feel like a lot of them follow a lot of tropes and they feel too generic most of the time. In this film, the elements and the characters that I'm already seeing in the teaser feel like they have more substance to them, and they're just generally researched, and they have a lot of like tangibility character-wise and personality-wise.
Yes. Yeah, it's a big difference. You're right. Because a lot of times I feel like when they're doing an element, they take it so on the nose that they're so one-dimensional. This, you're right, they have, I feel like it's almost going to be like an Inside Out, like joy, sadness. They have their defined traits, but they're going to learn more as they go about the other elements.
Yeah, like they're rounded out.
Yes, exactly. So, all right.
Are we going to get a fire subway?
Well, so that would be amazing, by the way. That would look super cool. Okay, so now I want to go.
Will it be metal music playing on that?
That's too stereotypical. I want to find where Pete Sohn talks about this, because this can talk about Element City.
Then let's look at I want to see all
The
your
screenshots?
screenshots.
Okay, so yeah, so the D23 article. So this is where it kind of talks about that. We thought, what's the best city we can build to support Ember's journey of identity and belonging? It started with thinking about a city that would be hard for fire, so we based it off of water. The idea is that water got to the area first, then earth came, so it became a delta. Then they built a water infrastructure with water canals and elevated water channels everywhere, making it even tougher for Ember. So then air came in after that, and fire was the last of the groups to come into the city. So I think we're going to stay in this element city. And probably I would love to see if they had made other subway systems. But if water got there first, they've colonized, they've made this thing their basis. So that's why it's the Wetro. And everybody else just has to like live in it. It's kind of like from a New York standpoint, the infrastructure they got is the infrastructure they got. They don't have anywhere else to put anything. It's just underground. So that's when I started thinking about her living in the world and him saying it's tough. Would that mean like, is she like a self-igniting birthday candle? Like, you blow it out, it comes back, or is she a goner?
Self-igniting
Like,
birthday.
is that why her family is going to be like protective of her?
Right.
I mean, there would be a lot of stakes if she wasn't like the self-igniting birthday candle.
Yeah.
Right? That's
And
super high
people-
stakes.
Yeah. So is like fire accepted? Are there people that are trying to snuff her out? Kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Like, are there groups
is
that
there
don't
like water and earth people who are like, get out of here? You know what I mean?
Well, and this kind of goes back to what Joe was saying with Zootopia. Like where they were making fun of like the smaller bunnies coming into town. Like, you don't belong here. Go back to your farm, bunny.
Don't tell me what I know, Travis.
Dunna. We say that line all the time. Don't tell me what I don't know, Travis. So
well, let's look at the
I could just hear the
screenshots.
Seinfeld music.
The what?
The Seinfeld music.
Never mind.
Because of being in New York.
Yeah, I don't know. It just sounded like that for a second.
I literally watch Seinfeld every night before bed.
Oh yeah, that's what my mom does too.
Really?
It's a
Part
mom
of that
thing.
generation.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love
Well,
it.
I think she finished it like a while ago. She went through the whole series and then I think she got pretty close to finishing it. And she might have finished it, but yeah.
Oh, I just do it to fall asleep. I fall
Oh,
asleep
yeah.
and then he usually stumbles in the bed at like 3 or 4 in the morning,
And then I'll turn on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
which I like too. But then I watch it.
But I love Seinfeld too. Okay, so let's see here. You guys see the screen with the poster here?
Yep.
Yeah, I can see that.
Fantastic. So we've got our poster that was revealed today, a new one, Opposites React. But as far as if we start going into some of these screenshots before we get into some more of the interview descriptions. Oh yeah, I can't do it there. I gotta go here. So yes, you've got the old Wetro.
Retro.
And I love the fact that it's like this boat busting through the waves. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna
I honestly know Disney parks is kind of like a hot topic right now.
yeah.
But that would be an amazing ride.
I
Like a Wetro, like the Frozen Ever After ride.
Yeah. Could they convert this from the Nemo one? The submarine turns into the Wetro?
Yeah.
I don't know. Does this also submerge at any point, or is it just riding on
I
the
think it's
surface?
just a
do we
boat.
think?
I think it's just surface.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't give off submarine elements or anything
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, especially with like the front edge
It's
being
tugboat
lipped up.
vibes.
Tugboat vibes. All right. Train, tugboat train.
Hashtag tugboat vibes.
So this shot is just one of those cool establishing shots that they do in trailers. It's just gorgeous.
So what I love is that her purse strap or whatever, it seems to be metal.
Yeah, because she would burn everything
Yes.
else. Yeah. Okay, so
I love
then
how it almost looks like there's one of those silicone handles over it at the top.
I just went to the wrong one. Here we go. Like the little grippy, the black part here.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's just what I thought of.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I didn't.
like a kettle handle almost.
I didn't even think about that, but you're right. That's cool. So then you get Element City
Kettle bag.
track 2. Love the design here. I was even, of course.
And I love how it says.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, I was gonna say I love how it says the elements, like the actual element symbols,
Yes.
Yeah,
and it gives reference to that as well.
yeah. You get like the watery, you get the land.
Well, and the AHI.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, bubbly for the water there. I was even looking at the bolts. I'm like, how do the water people bolt these on? So the one thing I wanted to talk about here, though, and I'll jump back to our camera here in a second, but take a good look at these lens flares that we have here. So you've got the rainbow lens flares, but it's multiple layers of the rainbows. There's some banding that's going on and some like flaring that's happening within it.
But then there's like a rhombus.
You have a hexagon. You have a hexagon going on up here. Is this a pentagon? Hexagon.
No, pentagon.
Polygon of some sort.
Yes, there we go. Hey, we got to go back to the handouts. Yeah, but what? So you've got an aperture. You've got an aperture that's not all the way open. So you're using a lens, one of their virtual lenses that they do. But what I wanted to point out, and I want people to notice, is the way that fringing is happening with the rainbows is more indicative of like cell phone cameras. There's smaller lenses that have a ton of coatings on them to try to avoid all that. You still get that with like my mirrorless DSLR, other pocket cameras, but just the way that it was. And Joe, you do stuff with cameras and you've been around them for so long. Am I talking crazy, or does that hold anything as far as seeing that type of a lens flare versus a more standard lens flare that we see in movies?
I admit I'm more on the post-production side of things a lot of
Okay.
times, so, but it is gorgeous, and I love how it looks. I think it really makes me excited about what they're going to do with the camera in this project.
Yes, so it makes me wonder, they always try to replicate some kind of lens. Were they trying to do something like, let's make it a smaller or a coated lens, like something like this with a ton of elements that you would have to put all those different non-glare? Because I can tell you, when you get the sun coming in this type of camera, it's different than when I get it in my mirrorless.
Well, I showed you those pictures of Leo when I took on the beach, and I'm like, look at what happened.
Yeah, the lens flares are totally different. So I feel like, oh, I love this. My brother and I were going on about the lens flares. So, and yes, Cameron's always interested in who's working on the projects. We still don't know the DPs responsible for the use of those lenses, but we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that, and that will be a question that I ask. So when we go to the press event, for the Pixar people that are listening, don't put this in any of your presentations. I want to talk about it.
And it will be you.
Don't quote me on this, but it almost reminds me of like waterproof lenses a little bit.
You're right. Ooh, I like that.
I'm gonna sneeze.
And Slick Willy just blew my mind here. My assumption is that Element City is microscopic. It requires a smaller camera. Oh, man. Oh, he's going to get himself a Glockenspiel on that one. You get 2.
All right, what's the next one?
Okay, next screenshot. Sorry, I always take too long on these. Okay. So I just liked, again, the Pixar thing, you're entering the world now. You're going through an oddly shaped door, which appears to be wide, so that way trees can get in without affecting their leaves and everything like that. It's bright, and then as you enter it, the camera adjusts its exposure so it's not bright and overexposed, which I loved.
I was just looking to see if that 1108 was a birthday.
Oh, for Pete Sohn or anything?
Do you know how old Peter Sohn is? I just looked at
Are
it.
we about to have our minds blown?
My mind is blown.
Peter Sohn. I'm going to go 45.
Yeah. He's a year older than you.
Hey, old men unite.
I did not realize. I guess you're just getting old.
I'm catching up to him.
Not old,
I mean,
you're ugly.
I'm right next to you, but I'm just like, gosh, I don't know. Because we've liked these people for so long, you just think that, oh, they're so much older than us.
Oh, for sure.
They're so much older than us.
I know.
And then when you like look at their birthdays, you're like, wait a second, they are us, age-wise, not talent-wise.
So did I see what Brendan Flynn said? Oh, did I see the A113 on the station sign? A, just letter A. H, atomic number 1. AI, atomic number 13.
That's good.
That's good.
Wow. Okay. All right.
You got to do that tonight.
Brendan, did you come up with that yourself, or did you see this somewhere? Because Laura, Joe, did you guys see that? Did you think of that?
I was trying to figure it out. I didn't get it.
That is so legit. Okay. Oh my gosh.
Okay, you've got to do that tonight.
Give TJ's mind a break. Oh,
He's literally going to be freaking out about this all night.
that is amazing. Look at the people writing. What? Oh. So my sister that works at Pixar told me that for the animation they needed a lot more animation tests than normal. Scott Sullivan, I can always count on him knowing what's up too. So I'm going to put this back up here. I noticed that too. A D-clicked aperture lens would achieve that transition. Thank you. So Scott gets it. He knows what's up. Okay, so yeah, Brendan's a genius. Yeah. Wowie, that's got to be the cleverest A113. I mean, like, look at this.
Yeah.
These comments. It's the best A113. This is wow. All right, this hangout.
Blew your mind.
This is over. I'm done. So I saw it in a Reddit post on the Pixar sub, but it's not publicly visible. Automod removed it.
Oh.
Why would the Automod remove it? Because it's a spoiler? Do they need to hide it behind that? Look at this. Bro, no way, man. Okay. I gotta go back. Thank you, Brendan, for telling us about that. And for Ultimate Pixar Fan for telling us to go back and look at it. So yes, we're entering the world. Now we get to look at these, like, incredible characters. So you've got this, like, clump of earth that's
With a
growing
tree.
a full tree out of it.
I like the bow
It
tie.
looks like a turnip that's, like a root vegetable that's got a tree growing out of it.
Totally
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
No, I like the mustache on the big guy with the yellow. With the green nose.
Where are we? Oh, this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, he's got like the construction hat. He's got like, and I love that the cloths that they're using for like the Earth characters are more like
Burlap.
and tweed and things like that are
They look
more
scratchy.
Yes. Oh, Pixar, you never let us down with your design.
And like the water, they look soft.
Yes. Yeah, I would assume they've got to have some kind of coating on that fabric. Some
Yeah,
kind
they
of
look
repellent.
air. They look a lot more like they just look really like airy and soft, like polyester almost.
Yes.
Like good old polyester.
And I love they did it. Like you see even this part right here with like the connection joints where they would really like they wouldn't bend this when they build subways. It's really like this. They have two pipes combined because they make all the straight ones and then they only throw the bent ones through a separate machine. I love it.
Huh.
And then so in the background here you've got the sign that says "Share the sunlight. Photosynthesis is for everyone." So obviously that's because you've got characters like trees in the real world that block all the light from stuff on the ground. So it's cool that they've got, share the photosynthesis for everyone. Okay, so like this, just the Pixarification of the world again. You've got the cool hairstyle. You've got that.
Well, I like that there's shower stalls too, in case they need water.
Well, so I was wondering, like, do they have to like re-wet themselves every once in a while,
Probably.
or they dry out?
Probably.
Because it also looked like there was a drainage area in the previous screenshot.
Yeah.
You
I
like
couldn't
here?
tell if it looked like there were like geodes. Oh yeah, there too. Yeah, it almost looked like geodes out the window in the previous shot too.
Oh, this is on the top
So
of his
seeing
head.
what Kelly said.
Oh, it's on his head. Oh, that's great.
What were you saying, Laura?
Yeah, I was saying I was also seeing what Kelly said. Is that an elements chart in the upper left?
Oh, like for like the actual like schedule, is this supposed to? Does the schedule,
Yeah.
the train schedule, make it
I
look
don't know, maybe
like?
that's a schedule. Maybe it's an elements chart.
Well, it's laid out in the same way as a
Like the periodic
periodic.
table.
Yeah, so I bet it's a combination because this is the routes. These are the trains that it's going to, and then these are like this is the fire world, this is the water world. You know, you've got Earth, and then
Yep.
so I like that they've separated the stops based on their towns, the boroughs, and then you've got also a look like the periodic table of elements, the periodic chart. That is awesome. I love that everybody sees this stuff and we use our combined brains. All right, so yeah, got this here. So this is where I was talking about the Pixarification of the world and the fact that you are selling that water colonized this land first. All the water, the handles are shaped like teardrops. You've got the pulls coming off of the chains that are drops of water, and then you've clearly got the partly cloudy looking characters for his thing here. And then, yeah, definitely all the different quartzes and geodes and amethysts and everything growing out of the earth characters.
Does that say like? Wait, can you scroll? Yeah. No busting, no leaking, no sprouting.
It's gusting.
No, gusting.
Gusting. So,
Gusting.
yeah. No
Love
gusting, no leaking, no sprouting. And so, yeah, so this you're just getting another look at. And then this dude this is one of the guys in the bath over here on the side. He's just chilling. Got the downspout going. He's like, yeah, what's up? I got my water tie on, my hat. Okay, we'll go zoom back out on this one here. Next one up. Oh, wait. One more thing I wanted to show on this one. This is where you'll also see the
fans.
fan. So in addition to the shower heads coming down, you got the fans blowing up to keep the clouds upside down there, which is super cool.
Yeah, the environment design is just incredible for this. I'm going to be referencing the layouts in the art book a lot
Yes.
once that comes out.
Yeah. H2O, surprisingly wet water. So just another look at some of the characters here. I love the fact that you're getting like this chunk of earth with a strawberry growing out of it. And this is kind of talking to, I got the back of her legs when she's walking here because you can see that it's like the continuation of like,
It's that
heat.
heat.
Yeah, this is really like how are they? I cannot wait to talk to the Pixar team to figure out how they did
that.
this without it going fully to the effects team to do the animation on all of this. It's just wild. Another guy in the tub over here drinking some water, so he must be drinking his H2O. Strawberries.
I liked that gag.
Yeah, this is a funny gag. It pops in. So how does
Trope
stuff
of
go?
getting your lipstick up your nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how does that work?
I mean, I guess it's. Did it go in through the nose? Did it go in through the? I had to have gone in through the mouth, right?
Can't you just reach in and grab it?
Yeah,
I
because
guess
she like.
if you push too hard or something, maybe it squishes itself in there.
Yeah. So that's like a cool thing here, and again, continuing the world, the teardrop, the drop earring style. This was one of my favorite parts. We've all been in public transportation, and you've got the kids that are there. So the kids start crying. I love that this one spits out with the big cartoony
The mushroom pacifier.
Yeah, yes, with the mushroom pacifier. They spit it out. This dude is happy with his little goatee. He's happy right now. 2 frames later, so this is right when the kids have started crying. Now look at him. He's like, oh, come on. He's like, I'm just trying to enjoy my... So I love this. Continuing, we've all been there. This is also showing in this upper right-hand corner here, Lara, what you were talking about with like the shirts just looking more airy too for the air cloud people. So this book is great. Fertilizers, Compost, and the Self, a field guide written by Ina Grove.
Ina.
Well, I assume in a grove because they're growing in a grove, but yeah, about the author. I like spellbinding.
Or in a groove.
Oh, no, 2 O's. Spellbinding. You won't be able to put it down. Author's grandmother. Brilliantly written, a real page turner. Famous manure mover. This book is amazing. I was totally engaged from the first page to the last. Book review. Oh, I love Pixar's the design team.
And it almost feels like one of those what are those like those books that talk about like motivation and like confidence and stuff.
Yes.
I don't know, that just feels like one of them based on like the title compost, fertilizer, compost, and the self.
It's like a chicken soup for the soul.
I love that parody.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. The self-help. You can do it.
I think is interesting from a character design perspective is that like when you get like these very kind of simplified sort of characters, you normally see just the 4-finger designs, but I think all the characters that we've seen have 5 fingers.
Yeah, Pixar typically sticks with the 5-finger mode, but you're right. Let me see if I can get a clear. Yeah, exactly. You're right. The 4 fingers and the thumb. They're not doing the Mickey Mouse, the Donald Duck, things like that. Okay. Yep. Here's the other one that I was going to point out. That when you say nobody's like afraid, I don't know if they're necessarily afraid of her, but you can see the shock in this mom's eyes. And the kid is like, yahoo, hey, just being a kid, being friendly, looking at people. I'm realizing now I don't have the next screenshot, but in the next moment, the mom pulls the son back in.
Yeah, in the
and like pull away.
Chat.
So again, she's not, and I think somebody said this in the comments. I think it might have been Josh or somebody like that said like, you can tell this whole subway is not built for fire. Like they've even accommodated for air and other things with the fans being up, but there's nowhere for her to stand, nowhere for her to sit. Like she has to like almost just move.
Go to the back.
Yeah, go to the back. But this is another like these water columns, these channels that they're talking about. But this is the world building that like when you see this is like the Coco world building where you're like, heck yes.
Yeah.
Don't give me some boring. This is like it's a Zootopia world where you're like, this is awesome. The different elements, the different zones. So I like that it's filtered. It says like filtered over here. The swirl. This says splash.
I like pine.
Yeah, pine. Yeah. I can't wait. Like this is where it's just fun. Like you go to the movies and it's just fun to see all this kind of stuff. I love the fact they're wearing a windbreaker. Like that's awesome.
I
Like
need to make that shirt.
Don't get blown away. Like, could they, like, speaking of, like, fire getting put out, does that mean that, like, wind, if hit with enough force, could they blow apart? I don't know.
I like that guy drooling.
Well, they can touch here. Yeah, he's drooling on him, and this guy's like, oh, come on, man. I got my emerald or green quartz up here. Yeah, they're talking. Got another tree going on here. A maple tree. Gotta love a good maple. So then, yeah, this is like what you talked about. So this is after the water has already hit when I took this screenshot, and how it really deforms and almost makes it like witch-like.
Skeletal.
Yeah, skeletal, witch-like when it's steaming there. So that'll be interesting to see. And then I wanted to know with the heat and how the heat is moving, you'll notice that, like, you know, her eyes, her iris, the pupils, they're not round. And they are round, but you're not viewing it as round because of the heat and constant motion that's going on. So I wanted to get your guys' take when you see that character design. Is that off-putting? Does it surprise you? Is there anything about it that kind of stands out? I just find it so different because we've never seen anything that's not been like that Pixar eye.
Yeah.
This is obscuring it in some way. And it does give her...
I understand why, so maybe that's why I don't...
But even, like, it made me think, like, even with, like, Joy, how she's, like, got those roiling bubbles off of her, but her eyes are still defined. I just didn't know if it made me be like, ooh, I interpret her as
bad,
more menacing
because
of the misshapen and moving eyes all the time. I don't know. Did this register with anybody else, or is it just me being nuts again?
I think you're nuts.
I mean, I didn't even notice it until you pointed it out, but it works pretty well because, like, the fire's moving with her, and so it just, I don't know, it just works. It works so well I didn't even notice it when I first watched it. So there you go.
Okay, cool. I like it.
I wonder if we'll see a moment. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead, Joe.
I was wondering if we'll see a moment where, if, like, the more she's falling in love, maybe they'll start to flicker even more and they'll start to kind of go a little more wild.
I wonder if her fire, she'll start burning, like, hotter.
Ooh, do they get hotter if they feel emotion?
Like, or if the fire gets more out of control.
Like
right
if they
now,
lose?
she's kind of contained, but I wonder if, like, her emotions, like, it gets kind of out of hand.
Ooh, I like that. You'd probably see that if, like, there was those, like, groups on the street
those other
that didn't like each other.
Earth people are growing trees and stuff, so her fire could, like...
It could change, yeah. Like, they're changing, obviously, if they're growing something out of them.
I wonder if she could, like, light stuff on fire?
Yeah. Can she, like, literally touch something? Is that why her purse is metal, as Lara said? With that little grip.
Yeah, and then on the other hand, with water, if, like, a water character gets really depressed and cries or something like that, will they just fall into a puddle?
Right. Yeah. Like, can they change? Are they ever going to change their shape? Are they going to, would they lose themselves?
Do they have to shower to stay wet? Like, you know.
Well, that's what we were talking about. Like, do they have to rehydrate? Is that why they have, like, those little...
that was for the Earth people.
Oh.
To stay
wet. But we saw the water guy bathing in the tub, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So maybe they're in the tubs and the tree people get the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, could they...
I wonder if that will extend their jobs, too. Like, is it going to be like, well, you're fire, so you have to, like, keep this steam engine going. That's, like, your lot in life.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have to throw coal in. They physically walk in. Oh, man.
Yeah, how convenient.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, there's so many possibilities. I think it kind of goes along, again, a little bit with that Zootopia thing about the jobs being defined by their characteristics. You know, the big hippos and elephants were the cops because they were, like, they could, you know, have the muscle. And, like, you know, the bunnies were more farmers and things like that. So, yeah, the weasels worked with numbers.
So fire people run all the Bitcoin things that are lighting on fire right now.
Yeah, all the Bitcoin that's going up in flames. All the oh, gosh. All right, let me see if there's anything else from these interviews that we want to touch on here real quick.
I am really excited about this movie because when they first announced it, I wasn't sure. I feel like I'm like with that.
You do that every time.
Movie because you're just like, oh gosh, what else can they do? And they really are some geniuses over there. But like, this is interesting. Like, I really love it, and this is one of my favorite titles. Like images.
The logo, like the design for it and everything.
I love that. Like,
I wonder, is it another Laura Meyer? Is it a Josh Holtzclaw?
I don't know.
What is it?
I love it, and I just want that on a shirt.
Well, I mean, you could make it, right?
No, it needs to be. No, I can't.
You want that one official?
It has to be like screen printed. We
Okay.
don't have a screen printing press here.
Yet. We'll eventually get one, right?
Or they sell them
Can you
at art
imagine it
stores.
formed out of glass too? Like different colored glass constructed in person to make that logo? It'd be beautiful.
Yeah. Oh.
Man.
That would be amazing.
Let's cut out
I have
one of
magna
these.
tiles. I wonder if that could work.
Magna tiles. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that would look really.
That would be
Yeah,
cool.
we should cut out one of these. We'll like cut the glass, put one in there.
Oh yeah, work on that.
I like it. We could melt one down like when you're a kid and you have those metal frames and you put the plastic beads in there, put it in the oven. So
Shrinky dinks.
Shrinky dinks. Well, no, that's like where you color on them. Okay, so yeah, Ember and Wave have instant chemistry despite their seemingly obvious differences. When I first pitched the story and started developing it, I asked myself, what is fire? Sohn tells D23. People can see it as a temper, people can see it as passion, as a practical thing. Fire burns and sparks, but what does it mean to burn bright? There are all these ingredients to what we already perceive as fire, and that started to form her personality. It's the same thing for Wade. Water can be transparent. What does that mean? He wears his emotion on his sleeve. He goes with the flow. That helped their personalities that were already pretty opposite. And then we had to find that Venn diagram when they overlapped. There's hopefully magic. I hope people can buy into the sparks, the chemical reaction that could form a relationship. They're still teasing it. That could form a relationship.
Mm-hmm. But that relationship could be a friendship. It could be
I know.
anything.
I know. Yeah, so Leah mentioned in an interview with EW she's that Ember is extremely loyal to her family. She lives in quite a small world, so she must stay in her
The fire
city,
zone?
her fire zone. But then she realizes maybe she's not so different. You know, on the surface, you hear these things and it just sounds like such a simple conceit. Like, okay, they're going to find out that they're not really as different as they really are. Like, that's done in a ton of movies. So you're like, what is that Pixar magic that they're going to sprinkle on the top of it
Yeah.
that's going to make it go to that next
That
level?
surprise.
You're right.
Yeah, because a lot of people were saying that this has the potential to be more of a short film concept.
Yes.
And but the thing is, they're bringing in a lot of they're bringing in a lot of metaphors for different societal groups, and I feel like that definitely brings in that intellectual potential that makes it definitely expandable from a short film kind of
Yes.
type of those limits there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise we've already had day and night. That's a very similar theme if it was as simple as that.
Which is funny, too, because when I watched the trailer for Elemental, the next video YouTube suggested was day and night.
Oh.
So it's obviously already, the algorithm is already, because it's got that black background, too. And it's got
And
the
the characters,
bright,
like they're cartoony.
right. Yeah.
What do you guys think about the music?
Oh,
Before
like,
we wrap.
okay, so yeah, so Hunter Wright Entertainment Productions. I think that Stephen Price or James Newton Howard would score Elemental. What do you think? I'm wondering, because obviously there's been that trend of working with newer people. I don't want to go back to the well on this and say that Michael Giacchino would be good, but honestly, I feel like he would
I
be.
heard someone say the other girl who,
I feel like he would be a perfect match for this. Are you talking about the one that did Pearl?
yeah.
Yeah, I saw someone earlier say Pinar Toprak might compose the score for this, which, if that does happen, I would be so in for it because, Pinar Toprak is Turkish. She's from Istanbul, and my family's Turkish, and we don't really see a lot of these people within animation, and there should be more. At least that's what I believe, so I'd love to see that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so you're right about the Turkish thing. I remember when she had mentioned that during some of the Pearl press, and then with her Captain Marvel score that she was doing and things like that.
She's everywhere right now.
Oh, for sure. That would be very fitting. I still land on Giacchino. I feel like this movie gives me some weird vibe of Ratatouille.
Oh.
There's this maybe it's because of like starting with like under like the ground, like, you know, like he went in the sewers and then he comes up and it's this like, oh, this whole crazy world that he has to live in. I don't know. It's two people, but I don't think Giacchino's going to do it. I
That
just
would only further the Zootopia connections.
You're right. That would be the Zootopia connection too, because he did that.
Unless his son did it.
Well, yeah, because you just said his son did what?
I can't remember.
You just saw it.
I just saw it.
Oh man, you just told me, and you're like,
It was animation too.
yeah. So like, there's other names that are coming up there, but I still feel like it is going to be someone different. I don't feel like Pixar is going to go to the well and do somebody as traditional as a James Newton Howard or something like that. He's been doing scores for so many years. I don't think they're going to do that. Ludwig Göransson would be really good. He's done a ton of stuff with Disney. I could go a ton of ways on this one.
I'm begging for the day that John Bryan works with Pixar again. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Laura.
because he did the bird Piper. Oh no! John Bryan was Blue Umbrella.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
Oh, what were you gonna say though, Laura?
Oh no, I wasn't gonna say anything. I forgot.
Oh.
Zootopia Plus. That's what it
Giacchino's
was.
son did Zootopia Plus. Thank you.
I was like, we were just talking about it. It was like a couple days ago. Or whenever Zootopia Plus came out. Was that day?
Yeah, the 11th is when Zootopia Plus premiered. Have you guys watched that at all?
Yeah.
I haven't got around to watching that. I really want to. I just haven't carved out the time yet.
We feel exactly the same way. It's killing us to have not watched it. I feel like I'm letting down my love for Zootopia because I did love that movie.
Yeah.
But I was a little worried about some of like the titles and the episodes. Joe, what do we think as far as like how good are we talking, Joe?
Tropey at first because like they're very on the nose in reference to other actual movies.
Yes.
But I don't know. I'll see. I haven't even seen the actual episodes themselves yet. So.
Yeah.
They kind of varied for me. I mean, because they kind of made a decision to have them all take place around the exact same time as the movie, so you keep on seeing snippets of like events that are happening in the movie. And there's So there's a few of them that I think like, okay, that's fun, and then other ones where I'm like, I don't think that really makes sense based on what we know of the characters. But my favorite is the one that's inspired by the Godfather shrew. That one is top tier in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we'll throw in this like little other. So Rose saw it. They were pretty fun. Okay. Cool. We'll be gearing up. Okay. So yeah. Okay. We have to own up to this. Ultimate Pixar fan.
So busy. There's so many things that we have scheduled and planned, and the podcast and everything.
When's the podcast coming back?
You know what? We've been saying this for months, and we need to do it.
It hurts, Laura. It hurts.
It hurts.
Because
me too.
No. So here's the thing. So Laura, you and I had talked about this that we kind of that I took a little bit of a step away from social media for a couple weeks back. You know, I just needed a breather. You had done a breather. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a breather. I'm going to take one too. But leading up...
Yeah, breathers are nice.
Yeah, but leading up to this, there's just been... I hate to say it, but in the last 2 years, when I stay up as late as I used to, it really hurts now. It didn't used to hurt.
Yeah, he used to be able to do it. And like
I'd be up till 3 to 4 every single night.
On like 3 hours of sleep.
Yep, 3 to 4 hours of sleep, I'd be totally fine. It hurts now. And I don't like that. Getting older stinks.
And I cannot do it anymore. Nope.
So I used to
Cherish
do...
the all-nighters while I can.
Yeah, I used to do an absolute ton of editing, writing posts between midnight...
Because you're the night owl.
Yeah, midnight and 3 to 4 a.m. So there's been that's been a problem. In general...
We've just been busier with...
Well, in general, there's been a lot of things, to be honest, because of the site. we passed our 10-year anniversary. We didn't do like a big thing for it, and I felt bad about it. We did the redesign of the site that came a couple months later.
Which you're already redesigning again.
Well, no, I've settled. I've settled.
Okay.
I'm settled. There's a couple things I'm going to tweak, but nothing major. Nothing major. So we did that. There was just over the last decade, after I stepped back, I realized how much of our lives we invest into the site. In the end, when it comes down, we don't make a lot of money. We don't make barely any money on the site. It's because of that's not why we're doing it. I'm not complaining. It's because we have a passion for Pixar, for talking to people. We've made super cool friends.
Oh, yeah.
Like, over the years.
Like, you guys, like, it's awesome
Yeah.
that we're, like, talking to you and, like, hanging out with you. And so, like, that's, like, the best part.
Yeah.
Like, one of the best parts.
Yeah, Joe reached out to us when you guys were up in Detroit for a concert and you wanted to meet up with us. It didn't work out, unfortunately. But, like, literally, like, you know, like, it's all these, like, things that we get from it, and it enriches our lives. Like, our son is big into writing right now. And we're, like, I'm using the Pixar storytelling elements to be like, now, does that fit into your character's, like, background? What do you really know about your character?
Yeah.
And what is the purpose? What are they going through this and doing? Like, it has really, in general, my passion for filmmaking knowledge. I don't make films.
Yeah.
Just learning about the craft of it has gotten so much deeper. And it's so much more respect for the art world out of this. All the art of books. Laura, I love seeing what you're doing with like your portfolio when you were going for Sheridan and everything. And that you were sharing some of that with us was super cool. I mean, there's just so much that we get out of it. But I also realized that from 10 years, I needed a little break. A decade of a full-time job, a kid, and a full-time website.
And me.
Podcast and Julie. I needed a little bit of time, and we didn't fully step away, but we stepped away for a little bit, kind of quietly. And I'm feeling the hunger coming
We're
back.
also going to Disney soon.
Yeah, we're also going to Disney coming up,
very soon.
so that'll delay some things.
Well, no, but we'll do like a lot of like
We'll do
social
some stuff
media
there.
stuff. But
We're
that'll
trying to talk to some Disney people to get some cool experiences, upgrades that we can share.
That'll be like a cool just reinvigoration.
Yeah.
Sounds like you need a 2014 again. Just Pixar take a year off. So TJ and
2014, yeah. We did our
Family
most
time.
work. We did our most work in 2014 because that's when we came up with like our whole pipeline series project.
Which is crazy because that's the year our son was born. So we had a newborn and we're working our fannies off.
Yeah.
He was born in
I
February.
think I've told this story before, but the day our son was born, I had been working for like 18 hours at my day job straight at that point.
In the hospital.
I laid down in bed. Her water broke.
Oh yeah.
As I laid down at 3 a.m, and I'm like, after like 18 hours of straight working, we went to the hospital. It was 12 hours that we were there till he was born. I logged back into work because they wouldn't let me take off. I left that job. And then I wrote the post of the announcement of Radiator Springs 500 and a half.
Yeah. In the hospital.
After
After
her and Leo were sleeping. So it's always been a ton of fun. We absolutely love it. But every once in a while, it doesn't matter who you are. If you're a Pixar artist and you've worked on one of these films for 5 to 7 years, you take a little bit of a sabbatical after the film and you refresh. I redesigned the website after the 10-year anniversary, and I was like, gosh, I just need a little bit of time to redesign some stuff I needed in the office. When I had COVID and I was locked in this office, I was like, I'm going to use this time to like redo the cabinet, and I'm going to put some lights in the room, and I was locked in here, so I'm like, what else can I do for the website? Again, I'm not complaining. I don't know if anybody wants to hear all this, but I threw it out there because we started talking about it. Because we owe the ultimate Pixar fan why we didn't do Cars on the Road.
And we really enjoyed Cars on the Road. Now, it scared our son.
Oh yeah, he didn't like it.
He was very scared.
All because of the
scary one.
the hotel
the
one.
hotel one.
Yeah. There's something creative about making your animation quality look 20 years obsolete, apparently. So, okay. So,
But
yeah.
we're coming back. It's coming. It's coming. We've got a lot. We got a whiteboard that is.
Yeah. I upgraded my mind mapping software. I got new note-taking software. I am back in style. So, and I know we should probably allow help as well. There's been plenty of people over the years that have said, "Oh, wait a minute, we got a kitty." What's
Oh, there's Luxo.
nuts? Wait, no, not Luxo. What's your cat, Joe?
Well, actually, this cat was hanging around outside our apartment, and we've been searching for his owner for weeks now, and we've got no responses. So
You just got a cat?
we don't know yet. So we do not know his
I
name.
saw a tail on your screen earlier, and I was like, "What's that all about?"
Oh yeah, it was like up behind his shoulders. Yeah.
That's not my tail, I swear.
Did you name your
Not cat.
not cat? Yeah.
See, everyone else has tried to name him so far, and we're like, well, once you name him,
Yes.
we gotta at least see if we can find his owner.
Oh, so that implies you haven't given an official name.
Not yet, no.
Are there names on the table that you're throwing around? Maybe we should have a vote right now.
Sam, what was the name your mom was mentioning?
Oh, Flurkin.
Oh,
because of the Marvel movie.
Flurkin, because of Marvel.
Flurkin.
Flurkin.
Okay. All right. We will.
It's an orange cat?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like nacho and queso,
Yeah.
Nacho queso, they say.
coconut.
Coconut. Yeah, Julie always goes for the food names, and our son has told her if we get another cat, you can't do food names. He thinks they're overdone.
He's already a
We
writer.
almost named my dog Dulce de Leche. Yeah, just like Dulce as in Dulce de
How
Leche,
is-
but then we're like, oh yeah, that's not gonna work.
Is your dog okay after eating
Oh,
a
yeah.
glove?
Yeah, she's fine. They induced vomiting and gave her the shot, and now she was a little tired, but she got very snuggly, and that was the benefit out of it, I guess.
What's
She's
their name?
never that snuggly. Her name's Maya. Yeah, she wreaks
Ah.
havoc. She's a land shark.
Yeah, we've had conversations about it because my buddy has a beagle, and we've talked about all the craziness of beagles.
Yeah.
At least that I've heard through stories. We don't own a beagle.
No. Yeah, his dog eats everything too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what they do.
Yeah, you lose a lot of stuff.
In fact, our other friend that ended up they traded in, which I never will advocate. You get it, you keep it. But our other friend, Chris, his parents had gotten a beagle, and it swallowed a rubber ball, and they had to do a surgery to get it out.
Oh,
And so they were like,
I forgot about
they had 2 young kids, so they're like, we made a bad call. So, but but beagles, they're nothing but fun. The digging, the eating, the barking.
Yeah, they get rid of your the critters in your backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they fly World War
One of
One
as many
fighter jets.
rabbit girls as-
They fly off World War One.
Which is funny because our son is obsessed with Peanuts right now.
Oh man.
On Apple Plus, he watches
Oh, yeah.
all those Snoopies.
Okay, speaking of animation,
Snoopy,
yeah.
Beagle.
If you guys have not watched any of the new Peanuts, you might think, oh, they rebooted it, it's not as good.
No, the Snoopy ones are so cute.
So amazing. The stories are fun, the characters are great, the voices are still good.
Yeah, but the animation is cute. It's like
The animation style's amazing.
It's,
In
like,
terms of
clean.
other animation out there, if you guys are looking for something fun,
it's clean and bright. It's like a happy show.
and you still get the classic jazz music, so you get that classic feel. Oh, it's so good.
And he does fly.
And he still flies his warplane. Yeah. So, all right. I think we've covered off on what we need to Pete Sohn shared. Yes, Josh. He shared that in an interview that he's in an interracial marriage. That's the reason why I believe it's a love story. Yes, he said that there was a little bit of that cross-cultural differences that they just had to get used to because he's Korean and his wife is not Korean. So that's it was something that he mentioned would have
Tie
elements and have tie-in slightly to the movie as well. And yes, the new Peanuts specials are gorgeous when it comes to lighting. Yes, the animation is, so top-notch. It's not like, it doesn't look like the Sony did that movie, right? The Peanuts movie when that came out, I think it might have...
I think it was Blue Sky.
You're right. Yes, thank
folded.
you. Thank you. I should have known that. Blue Sky does not do the animated series. It's so good. It has a 2D
cute.
feel. Oh, so good. Anyways, I think we've covered off on what we need to cover off on.
And everything else.
And everything else like we always do. What would a live stream be for a 1.5-minute trailer if we didn't increase that time by approximately 1,000% and go to at least an hour and a half? And we're at an hour and 40 now. So any other last thoughts that you have, Joe?
Well, I know you have to wrap it up because
You're fine.
As before, you mentioned that you got to go to bed earlier than normal. So.
He'll still go to bed at 2.
Don't point out that I'm an old man now, Joe.
But no, I think it's a fun teaser. I'm glad that such a short, such a vague idea already has us excited and talking and thinking about how they're going to take all these different aspects of the world. I think that it did its job.
Yes, absolutely. Lara, this way. Yeah.
Yes, I know you're going to wrap this up, and I'm going to keep it quick, I promise.
You're fine.
But one other thing that I saw, I was scrolling down at the Cartoon Brew article, and in the comments, there were quite some terrible stuff there that people said, and they were like, well, are they going to go with the trope of, what if X had feelings? Is this another one of those?
Yes.
And then, honestly, if you want my honest opinion about it, Pixar doesn't force the artists under their roof to follow one particular style of storytelling. Mm-hmm. And B, when you look at it holistically, animation and all of art, if we want to get right here, is based on the act of putting human qualities and things that when an actual human sees it, you will connect with it.
Yeah.
So calling Pixar, making that concept of what if X had feelings exclusive to Pixar just feels empty.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
For sure.
Yeah.
I saw that too. I saw that somebody I think had posted that on Twitter, like a screenshot of it, and shared that as well. So cool thought there. Anything else?
Well, much else, but I'm pretty. I know it's going to be deep, and that's to see.
Yeah.
Pixar.
Yeah, it will. I think in terms of teasers, I think like Joe said, I agree that way visually as well. That it's like what you want out of a teaser. You show you're entering the world. You physically are entering it, going into the subway train. You get to see the characters. You're looking out the window. Out the window, you're getting a teaser of the world itself, and then you're getting a quick little intro of close-ups and voices of your main characters. In terms of teaser trailers, textbook, what you want, without revealing too much, without being too silly. It touches on all the things. And then I wanted to kind of wrap it up with the quote that Pete Sohn gave in the Hollywood Reporter interview that he did. And they asked him, what do you hope audiences take away from this film? And they said, I hope they think about the loves in their lives and how they got there. For me, it was in my 20s when I started seeing them, his parents, as people and really understanding that, oh my goodness, they've made a lot of sacrifices that I took for granted. And when I became an adult, getting a job that really hit me like a ton of bricks, like, holy cow, they did this with no English, without having any money. So I think that that's something that we can end with. I think it's a pretty strong point, and that is that emotional tie that we'll feel in this movie that he's going to inject in here. So until we get the next trailer for this or any other further Pixar information, you know what to do, right?
No,
Julie?
You say it.
Well, before
I'm
we sign
rusty.
off too, I would like to say thank you to our two brand new
Yes.
guests this time, Joe and Laura. We really appreciate coming on and being thrown into this crazy hangout world that we have here.
No, it was a joy. Thank you so much, and it was great, actually getting to talk to all three of you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, okay, cool. I am going to wrap the live stream, but you guys don't go anywhere for a minute. To everybody on the live stream, Paulina, we saw you watching along the whole time. Thank you so much. Roe, Hunter Wright Productions, Ultimate Pixar Fan, everybody else that was in here, you guys know we've posted up your comments a bunch. Thank you so much. And until next time, be sure to stay tuned to PixarPost.com all week for the latest Pixar news. Bye.